What happens when a group of paranormal investigators start a conversation? You get Ghost of the Coast Paranormal, the podcast. Tales of the dead, the bizarre, and all things supernatural. Join us now as we dive back in to the Denver Airport conspiracy. Hi, and welcome back to Ghost of the Coast Paranormal, the podcast. I'm Erin.
I'm Lydia.
I'm Deborah.
And today we are diving right back into where we left off about the Denver Airport conspiracy. Ooh, ooh. Woo. So how are y'all doing today?
Hey, hanging in there. That's
Hang
the best
in
I'm
there.
giving
Present.
today.
Hang in there. That's all you got to do.
How are you today?
I'm okay. I got off to a rough start this morning, but we're good. We're getting there now.
Okay.
So last week when we left off, we had finished up on the luggage gargoyles. That was the last thing we left off on. So let's get into, I know we have a few more things to cover with that, but we also want to sprinkle in some few other things that might fall in line. And again, like I did last week, before we get started, I just want to take a second to say everything that we say here is strictly speculation. There is no way that we could possibly prove or disprove the existence or happenings or whatever have you of this conspiracy theory. It is simply just that, a theory.
Entertainment purposes only.
And moving forward.
Do not try this at home.
That was an episode a couple weeks ago when we did the games. Yeah, when we did the games, that was the title of that episode. Don't try this at home. All
Don't
right.
try anything we talk about at home.
All right, let's dive right back down the rabbit hole, part 2. So as I said, the last thing we talked about was the luggage gargoyles. So now we can kind of get into a little bit of the tunnels. I mean, we can't really go into depth on the tunnels.
No pun intended.
Because, I mean, unless you're an employee there, we really don't know what's down there. But...
Well, if the conspiracy is correct, I'm sure the employees don't really know what's down there either.
Right.
At least past a certain level.
Right. So, let's talk about... Let's go into the conspiracy that it is, or the thought that it is, basically a base for the reptilians.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, have you heard of the reptilian species before?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They say a lot of the celebrities are reptilians.
Okay, that's new to me.
You haven't heard that one?
No. Let me guess. Is it Beyonce?
Yes, she's one. Well, she's like...
I only know that because they always say her and her husband
she's like head of the Illuminati. Yeah.
They both are.
They say like Katy Perry is. Well, Katy Perry's a reptilian, but she's also a robot because there was that one video where her eyelash glue got stuck to her eye, and she's like.
No, she's not. She's John Benet Ramsey.
That's another rabbit hole we'll fall down later. They say Miley Cyrus is one too. Anyway, so reptilians, this is from Wikipedia. Reptilians, or reptoids, or lizard people, are supposed reptilian humanoids, which play a prominent role in fantasy, science fiction, ufology, and conspiracy theories. The idea of reptilians was popularized by David Icke, a conspiracy theorist who claims shape-shifting reptilian aliens control Earth by taking on human form and gaining political power to manipulate human societies. Icke has stated on multiple occasions that the many world leaders are possessed by so-called reptilians. Which, I mean, that kind of, not the reptilian side of things. I mean, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, have y'all seen the movie The Host, based on Stephanie Meyer's book?
I'm not sure. I'd have to see.
Basically, this species of aliens comes down, and they're like an ectoplasm species. So they come down and they have to, in order to live, they have to take over humans. So they take over these humans, and so the humans then become, like, the humans themselves then just die out because their soul's they're not in there anymore.
Right.
So the whole world, there's only a few humans that are still humans.
Right.
And so all the human shells that you see walking around are all aliens in human shells. So, I mean, what's to say that this species of these reptilians are not aliens? I mean, well, it says it's reptilian aliens, but what if they're aliens and they literally, like, that's their goal, is to take over?
Right.
Which would make sense, because that brings us back to the New World Order. Circles. So the origin of this particular conspiracy theory comes from, quote, Michael Barkin, a professor of political science at Syracuse University, posed the idea of the reptilian conspiracy, that it originated in the fiction of Conan Barbarian, and in his story, The Shadow Kingdom, published in Weird Tales in 1929. The story drew on theosophical ideas of the lost worlds of Atlantis and Lemuria. Particularly Helena Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, that was written in 1888, with its reference to dragon men who once had a mighty civilization on the Lemurian continent. I've never heard of Lemuria. I've heard of Atlantis.
Right.
And that's another thing. Do y'all think Atlantis was real?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where mer people come from?
Mm-hmm.
So Howard's serpent men were described as humanoids with human bodies and snake heads, who were able to imitate humans at will, who lived in underground passages and used their shape-shifting or shape-changing and mind control abilities to infiltrate humanity. Clark Ashton Smith uses Howard's serpent men in his stories, as well as themes from H.P. Lovecraft, and Howard and Lovecraft together laid the basis of the Cthulhu mythos. So, I would probably, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably shit my pants if I see this, like, reptilian, like, say, like, I'm just, like, talking to you normal, right? Then all of a sudden, you just, like, shed the skin, and, like, you have, like, lizard eyes. Yeah, that would be.
See, it's just freaky to me, these people that go and get this stuff, this body modification.
Yeah.
You know, they'll,
Creeps me out.
the tattoos that make them look like lizards, and then they'll do this stuff to their eyes,
split their
and they
tongues.
split their
I
tongues,
couldn't do that.
and then when they take their tongue and they cross it over and do this right here, that's just freaky
Because
to
then
me.
they have two tongues at that point.
That's, mm-mm.
Oh no, I've never seen anybody cross it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. It's just nasty. You know, they said Justin Bieber was a lizard person that he shapeshifted in an airport.
I've heard that.
I have not. I'm gonna do some more TikToking.
It's all over the TikTok.
Michael Jackson, Madonna, Obama.
I've
Based
seen
on
the
what
Obama
Madonna
one.
looks like now. I'd buy it.
That
So-
thing be looking
Burn
rough.
into Marilyn Manson. Never mind a lizard man.
She looking
Oh,
rough.
jeez. So let's talk about David Icke for a little bit. And this comes from his Wikipedia page. David Icke is an English conspiracy theorist and has written over 20 books and is self-published since the mid-90s and has spoken in more than 25 countries. In 1990, Icke visited a psychic who told him he was on Earth for a purpose and would receive messages from the spirit world. This led him to claim that in 1991, this led him to claim in 1991 to be the son of Godhead, and that the world would soon be devastated by tidal waves and earthquakes. He repeated this again on the BBC show Wogan. His appearance led to public ridicule. God, I can't read tonight. Some nights it's really good, some nights it's not. Books Icke wrote over the next 11 years developed his worldview of a New Age conspiracy. His reactions to his endorsement of the anti-Semitic fabrication, the protocols of the Elders of Zion, and the Robots' Rebellion in 1994, and The Truth Shall Set You Free in 1995 led to his then publisher declining further books. And he has self-published since then. So he contends that the universe consists of vibrational energy and infinite dimensions sharing the same space. He claims that there is an interdimensional race of reptilian beings called Archons, or the Anunnaki, which have hijacked Earth. Further genetically modified human Archon hybrid race of reptilian shapeshifters, the Babylonian Brotherhood, Illuminati, or elite, manipulate events to keep humans in fear so that the Archon can feed off the resulting negative energy. He claims that many public figures belong to the Babylonian Brotherhood and propel humanity towards global fascist state or New World Order, a post-truth era ending freedom of speech. He sees the only way to defeat such archontic influence is for people to wake up to the truth and fill their hearts with love. Critics have accused Icke of being anti-Semitic and a Holocaust denier, with his theories of reptilians serving as a deliberate code. What do y'all think about this guy?
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. Do I think that I don't know, because it kind of makes sense. Going back to the Vatican episode, what better, I mean, he said it they feed off of negative energy. Mm-hmm. So what better way for a species, in that case it was demonic, so but what better way for a species to take over a planet or take over a universe than to be able to feed off this negative energy and this fear. I mean, you always If you feed off of fear, if you incite fear, you have a never-ending food source there.
Right.
And then if you incite fear, but do it so cunningly, then you're not gonna then you have the ability to weasel your way to the top, therefore in control.
That's part of the whole thing that they're saying now. If you control the food sources, you basically control the people, right? So
Right.
there's like all these TikToks going around saying that the government is paying farmers to basically cut down, kill the crops, destroy them, because they don't want the farmers to have control.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to me. It's just crazy.
It's all scary.
It's very scary. So the fact that the Denver airport, let's loop back around a little bit. So the fact that part of the conspiracy is that reptilians, the tunnels themselves, were built to eventually be a house, a bunker for the reptilian overlords.
So do you think that's the only, if it were a level of this happening, do you think there's other locations spread around the United States that they're...
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's so many places that we are not privy to. Area 51. They don't allow people to go in there. Yet. But when you do, give us a call because we'd love to come check it out.
Well, because now they're starting to say, like, well, we do have this, we do know this about aliens. We do have aliens. You think later on down the road they'll make, like, museums for it or...
But, okay, here's my thing.
They make a killing. Imagine, do you know what people would pay to get in there?
Heck yeah, but here's my thing. Yes, I believe in aliens. Yes, I believe in other worldly beings, whatever. But here's my thing. Why, after all this time of deny, did they finally throw in the towel and say, you know what? Yeah.
Distract us from something bigger.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what is coming?
It's always a distraction.
Is it the New World Order coming? What's going on? If you work at Area 51, let us know. But I mean, like, seriously though, like, why all of a sudden be like, hey, yeah, you know what? We do have aliens. But, like, we have aliens over here, but what's going on over here? Like, food shortage?
The scary thing is...
What if?
Shots. The scary thing is if the aliens are the waving the hand for over here, and what's really coming so much worse is not alien, it's actually our own government, politics. I mean, that's scary.
It's always the government.
They're using aliens as the distraction, though. Like, that, something you would think people would be afraid of for years and years and years.
Yeah. I was actually looking...
We're used to it now.
Live long and prosper. But we won't even be able to do that. Yeah, it's just something to think about, because it's just crazy to me. So then, what if this race of lizards? I have these little green anoles around the house, and
you have what?
Little green anoles. You don't know what an anole is?
No.
Is that a little green lizard?
Oh, okay.
Outside?
Of course, yeah.
Aren't those little geckos?
They're called anoles.
Did not know that.
It's not a regular green lizard.
It's a green lizard, but it's called an
the
anole.
little ones outside, that's what she's saying they're called.
Okay.
It's called an anole.
I call them little geckos.
We call them lizards.
I mean, that's what they are, but they're just little green anoles.
Okay.
That's the scientific name for them.
I could get with them ones. It's those skinks or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Freak me out.
I've got one of them a little green one living in one of my kitchen windows for the last 3 or 4 weeks now. He's about as long as my pinky finger.
I love the little baby ones. Smile keeps chasing them outside.
Little green ones?
Mm-hmm.
I had
They're
one.
like little. I got some that are the size of quarters out.
I had one in the our hose bin think about is the little green lizards that hang out outside, and like picturing them like 6 foot, 7 foot tall.
No, they wouldn't be so cute then.
No, but imagine like them just walking around with that red thing going, whoop.
Their money bag.
Money bag.
Looking for a mate.
So why would they be locking up some and not others if supposedly Katy Perry and all these other people are lizards? How come those ones get to go out and be free and the other ones are all locked up?
Are they locked up though?
Well, so that goes on to one of the things that I was missing.
Good segue.
All
segue.
of the barbed wire fences around the airport are facing the wrong direction. They are to keep in, not out.
So what are they keeping in there?
Us.
So here's the little...
All airports or Denver Airport?
From just the Denver Airport.
Okay.
So from uncovercolorado.com. Furthermore, all the fences at DIA also have barbed wire curiously facing inward. Some theories around DIA suspect that it will be used as a prison or concentration camp in the future. So this wire is thought to be there to keep people in, not out. So what do you think about that?
Okay.
They made a mistake that big.
No. Well, that's why it took friggin' 16 months over schedule and another couple $1 billion. But what if it's like, what if it's like government declares martial law, right? Remember a few years.
You don't listen, you get locked in there.
Remember a few years they were talking about FEMA camps.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what if the Denver airport is one of the? Because they said it's the top 3 largest airport in the world and in the country. So what if they're using? We got to find out what the first 2 largest airports are and what their barbed wire looks like. But I mean, seriously though, like, what if they're using these airports as like FEMA camps? So when the government's like martial law,
Says number 1 is Denver, number 2 is Dallas, Fort Worth, 3 is Orlando, and 4 is Washington. That's from June 5th, 2023.
I mean, so you have Denver,
site, it says the same.
Houston, Fort Worth,
Denver, Dallas, Fort Worth, Orlando, and then Washington Dulles in Virginia.
Think about those locations, y'all. Colorado's on the west. You got 2 in Texas because Texas is so big. So you got the Midwest and Texas. Then you got Florida. And then you got Washington.
Maybe think something would be in like California or something too.
Well, not if Denver's the largest airport in the country.
I'm saying because the way that they're spreading them out, you would think Denver would be in the top. I mean, like California or something would be in the top 5. Going coast to coast, Florida's on the East Coast.
Virginia's
Where's JFK?
New York.
New York.
But what if Florida is to cover like Mississippi, Louisiana, up to South Carolina, North Carolina, and then and like Kentucky, Tennessee, and all that? And then what if Washington is to cover North? What's number 6?
Didn't go that far.
No. So what if the Washington is to cover Virginia, West Virginia, up to New York, and then there's got to be one in New York that's going to cover the Northeast. Placement.
Past Washington, number 5 is George Bush in Houston, Texas. 7 is Salt Lake City in Utah, so now we're getting a little more West Coast. 7 is O'Hare in Chicago. 8 is San Francisco in California. 9 is JFK. And 10 is Detroit. I've been to Detroit Airport.
I mean, just think about it. It makes sense. I mean, but also, too, 25 miles from the Denver airport is the old Stapleton Airport that's currently being used as a mini golf place. But what's to say that underneath that there's not tunnels that lead from there to there And you have another set of bunkers. Like, what if they have a whole community set up where, like in the movie 2012, where they all got on these boats, but like, what if we're going to be attacked from aliens, right? And they have these giant bunkers, but you have to be rich to live in it, and they have like a whole community underneath there.
Well, I mean, think about how often in movies you do see the whole I mean, even in Hunger Games, when they get to the final place when everything else is destroyed, it's all the underground.
Yeah, I just spiraled for a little bit there.
I might need a bunker.
I might need one too.
Let's build a GOCP bunker.
Let's do it. Can we do it? Let's do it. Nobody's got to know.
We'll go to my daddy's. They won't never find us there.
Well, that's it. Oh gosh. Okay. So let's move on just a little bit, because I've spiraled and now my brain's like, well, shit. What if?
Mm-hmm.
You're like 4 or 5 shots deeper.
Woohoo!
So did you read? I did read with the lizard people that some people report hearing like roaring under.
I've heard that, but I didn't get into it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can't really find
that
too
could
much
be.
on it.
I mean,
roaring in the tunnels.
Like roar.
Yeah, like saying that it was the lizard people.
Like roaring like a
The
lion,
lizards roar. I don't know, whatever they think the lizards are sounding like.
What if
I
they're
think
loading
they.
up
I thought
2 by
they
2 in there?
hissed. I thought they hissed.
Well, if what we're going with is correct, they can talk, right? They can sing. They can make millions of dollars, so they can do it all.
Shapeshift, everything. I need to be a lizard person so I can be rich.
I thought we were gonna be vampires.
I'll be a lizard vampire. Either way, I'll be rich after that.
I still want to be a gnat.
A gnat?
Mm-hmm. If there's such thing as reincarnation, I want to be a gnat.
Why?
Because there's some people I want to
Everybody's
irritate the
swatting
hell out of.
And then they just swat you with one big hand.
Well,
and
they
you're
might
done.
swat their nose.
I'm gonna stick with vampire. Vampire or witch.
Did they ever get back to you, by the way?
No.
Oh.
No, I undid that request. I gotta start getting a little.
You're like, they're gonna
EBGB.
I don't
show
want to
up.
be on anybody's list.
Oh, look, here comes Blanche.
Hi, Blanche.
She said I had a nice nap. So I'm on Reddit, and so this person writes, this is Sherf's 318. They said, so the crazy thing about the Denver airport is when you are on the underground trains and you keep an eye out the window, you'll see an absurd amount of tunnels that trail off into the distance. So what's down there? That's all I got. That's all I said. They didn't finish it. But I mean, there's so many things that could be down there. That what are the tunnels actually for? You know, yes, they say it's baggage claim, but
I think that's where the government's going to go run to and hide when the apocalypse comes.
And that's what they talk about in the book that I told you guys to get.
Oh, really?
That it's underground.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, hell, we're not gonna. If there is something coming our way, the emergency test system, they're not gonna send us a notice and say, by the way, you have 5, maybe 10 minutes to live.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much panic that would incite? Nobody's going to simply be like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm done.
That would create a world of chaos.
I mean, yeah, so they're not going to do that.
No, because they want you blindsided with everything else.
I mean, shit, like, they're not going to do that. We're going to be sitting here doing a podcast one day, and all of a sudden there'll be a flash of bright light, and it'll be like, oh, fuck, well, nobody, thank God for that emergency test system.
Actually, what the book talks about happening is that it's going to be like a planned, the whole New World Order will come, that they'll come busting into house when you're not expecting it, confiscating your guns and all that stuff. And
What guns? I guess.
I ain't got
I'm
nothing.
just saying they're supposed to come like when it's unexpected and burst in house and just start.
Mm. Well, shit.
All I can tell you is you better come before 7 o'clock, because after that my door's shut and locked.
And I'm in bed. I'm in bed.
I got 2 grown monsters that live in the house with me, and they will eat your ass up.
But don't. This is all speculation.
Entertainment purposes only.
Oh, God.
All but the 2 big monsters. They're real.
They are real. Anyway, I have spiraled off into another realm. I'm sorry.
So we're going to get attacked from the left by the aliens, from the right by the lizards. God knows what's going to get us from behind.
So they just want to confuse us.
Yeah, the government's going to get us from behind.
They already do that.
Exactly. Why change? Why change?
Bend over and give me your money. All right. So, yeah, it's just a crazy conspiracy. And, I mean, that really, there's so much that goes into it. And I'm sure eventually, when it's too late, which is what I feel like with aliens, like eventually when it's too late, like too late for us to be able to prepare for it, they're going to be like, you know what? This is declassified now. Mm. I mean, so speaking of aliens, let's segue just a little bit because it's relevant to the topic. We are recording this on a Monday, October 12th, and you will hear it October 2nd. Ooh.
I was going to say, damn.
We are recording this Monday, October 2nd, so you will hear it on the 9th.
If we're still here.
If we're still here. That being said, October 4th is the presidential alert test.
2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. Turn your phones off.
Turn TVs off.
TVs, radios, computers.
So, we touched on it a bit last episode, but there's several different theories that follow with this. First of all is why? Why are they doing this test? Like on
such a different level now than they've ever
But
done
why
before.
are they? Why is it corresponding with
the elections are coming up?
But why is it corresponding with the radio code 10-4?
Well, there's a bunch of different things they're saying.
Like, so I know one of the things that I've heard is that it's going to emit black noise, which essentially is a mind control frequency. So
what's a black noise sound like?
Hell if I know. Hold on. They're telling me not to tell you.
Okay. I got you.
No, I have no idea, but it's supposed to emit black noise, and from what I understand, black noise is a frequency that can cause people to go crazy.
Oh, so.
It can, like, crazier. It can cause people to basically just go insane. Like, their mind, it's like a switch in their mind. There's actually a movie based off of that, and it's called The Cell.
Mm-hmm. Black noise, a type of noise consisting of mostly silence.
Well,
like a dog whistle.
Yeah. Or some cultures it's called a death whistle.
Oh, lovely.
So some say that it's going to emit black noise. Others say that that it's going to be a frequency, the beep or the bam, bam, bam noise that it makes is going to be a frequency in which it can ultimately take over people, where the government can be like, all right, we're going to send 50,000 of y'all to Ukraine.
It's described here as a way to manipulate the masses and create a new world order. By dissolving borders, dismantling religions, and turning technology against us.
But yeah, it is. It's
now, see, this is scary too because it says Project Bluebeam involves creating weather events, man-made earthquakes, and manipulating currencies to establish a new world order through mind control and top-secret technology. So some of this stuff is they're already talking about, right? We know that they do have a way to mess with the weather.
Yes.
And I've heard recently, and manipulating currencies, they've been talking about changing some of the currencies so there's a more standardized.
Well, China and Russia are actually talking about making one currency, and the currency that they're talking about creating is going to overtake the U.S. dollar.
Mm-hmm. So this stuff is all.
Is that different from the Bitcoin?
Yeah, like this will be instead of Chinese money being like yens and Russian dollars being whatever they are, they're going to have a
combined.
It's going to be a singular currency.
Okay.
That will be widely accepted between Russia and China and whoever else is backing Russia and China. So essentially it will overtake, because those are the two of the world's superpowers. Mm-hmm. It's going to overtake the U.S. dollar, thus plummeting us into a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah. So the whole point of Project Bluebeam, which correlates with October 4th, is for the New World Order to kick off.
This one sounds even scarier. So this one says, and this is all from Aidify, the app. This one says, Project Bluebeam has 4 specific goals: abolish religion, abolish pride in one's country, which over the last couple of years, that's kind of happening. Dissolve the family in favor of the state. Good luck with that one. And destroy individual creativity.
They're already halfway there with dissolving the family.
Oh, but over state, though? Who's picking state over family?
Wait, what?
I mean, family's falling apart. Family's falling apart. Again, abolish religion, abolish pride in one's country, dissolve the family in favor of the state, and destroy individual creativity.
So, abolishing the family, it's like, we don't make decisions as a family. The state tells us what to do.
I'm kind of envisioning it how you hear, like, people talk about Scientology, how the cult, like, is, like, it's Scientology first. You know what I mean? Like, if your family wants to leave.
Oy. Check, please.
Okay, now I'm through Scientology. I don't know how.
I mean, yeah, this is, it's all connected. Yeah, but one of the things that I saw and /read was that through October 4th, this test is going to kick off the New World Order, and it's going to be done through Project Bluebeam. And what they're going to do is they are going to fake an alien invasion, right? Because AI has gotten so ridiculous.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, did y'all see the video of the Panther at Panther Stadium?
Mm-mm.
Okay, hold on.
That?
Yeah.
AI.
That's in real time at the stadium. It's a hologram.
The people there can't see it. Can see it.
I want to say they can.
If it's a hologram, they should be able to see it. I'd shit my pants.
Oh my god. So, and that's all like hologram AI, right? So what's to say that they can't, or they haven't perfected a AI software or holographic software that looks and feels so real that can interact with people, that can fire lasers at people. I mean, what's to say that that technology already doesn't exist? So that being said, one of the things is a simulated alien attack, and it's going to be a hologram. You're going to be able to see it with your own eyes. It's going to be all over the world. And this alien attack which makes me go back to the declassification. What if they declassified that because that's the next step?
But like, would it be aliens or because this is kind of crazy what I'm looking at, because it says about destroying religion too or whatever. Look, so this
the holographic Jesus.
Yeah, that thing's freaking crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's another thing is they say that these aliens are gonna bring about.
I shit my pants seeing Jesus before aliens. I think
a holographic. And it won't be Jesus.
And they got the lightning going. Yeah, no, this looks like St. Peter.
But it's a holographic religious figure that people are going to bow down to. And with that, you have people in panic. So that we have the simulated alien attack, people panic. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it won't be all on the same day either. But then you have this holographic religious figure coming out. It's going to be a fake religion. People are going to bow down to it.
Scientology.
And then at that point, who's got control?
I got to go look in the book and see. Actually, did that last week and I forgot. See if there's anything about Project Blue Beam in there.
I mean, who's got control at that point, though? I don't know. It's just, and then going back, they can start rounding people up, putting people in the tunnels.
And you notice that they're doing this, right? So our time, 2:20 p.m. So people who are at school work will have no choice. They're going to be exposed to it because they're not turning anything off in school and whatever. It could start coming all over the intercoms.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just crazy. It is so crazy. But, oh my gosh.
Well, and they have it, just in case of any kind of interference, they have it rescheduled.
For October 11th.
Yeah.
Let's just turn it off that day too, just to be safe.
See, I think...
Exactly, 7 days later.
Yeah. See, I think... I know we've kind of veered off the Denver airport a little bit, but like I said, it's all connected. But see, I think... I don't know. It's the whole theory of, look what this hand's doing while this one's, picking your pocket. It's why would they first off, why would they announce a test? They weather alerts, they don't announce when it's a test. It just says this is a monthly test of the National Weather Association. Our National Weather Alert System.
They don't want to hear everybody freaking out like, well, why didn't they let us know this was coming? We're in the middle of work, school, this, that, and the other thing, and now all of a sudden everything's going off because we're normally used to just something on our phone going off, and that's it.
Yeah.
This is saying it's going to be like I'm just imagining this blaring at it everywhere. Like, you're not going to escape it. And they said it's going to be pinging off the 5G towers. So I don't know if turning it off wouldn't do anything.
Right. Well, they said, I've heard that if you turn it off, it's going to go off when you turn it back on.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah. So I'm just going to turn myself.
TVs and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, think about it.
Well, I'll turn mine off.
And I'll let you know.
Yeah, you do that.
So I was just...
Although I don't know how I'm going to talk to you with everything shut off. I'm going to need you to walkie-talkie me. I'm going to be using the pendulums. Like, can I turn
Well, if I'm here and I have them on, and I'll let you know, I'll just come visit you at your house.
Okay. Me and the dog's going to be hiding out.
I'll be like, Lydia, I'm here. Get the dowsing rods out. I'm standing right here. Pull the thermal camera out. Turn the envoy on. I got you.
See, so you know, something just started triggering me about these dates, 10-4 and 10-11.
Okay. 10-4.
You know what 10-4 means?
Roger that, good buddy.
Off duty. Or, well, 10-10's off duty, but yeah. It's
10-4 means
like a goodbye.
Yeah.
Signing off.
like 10-4, good buddy.
Yeah.
So what happens if everything crashes after that goes off? Nothing comes back. There are no more phones or TV, radios. It all goes down 10-4.
Well, 10-11 is identify this frequency.
It says part of that is the technology against you. They shut down the technology. There's nothing how we communicate with anybody. You can't even call the kids, the spouses, whoever once you're there. And look at Erin's face.
Separating the family
with technology. She kills me.
Shit.
Y'all should really smell the smoke right now.
She's like a kid at Christmas morning.
Damn. Okay. I'm sorry.
So William Cooper, who wrote the book that I told you guys to get, is dead. Okay. Supposedly, when he started exposing all this classified information, people were trying to make death threats against him. Blah blah. Whatever. He's dead. He was ran off the road. So I'm on Reddit right now, and it says William Cooper, who is dead, from the 90s. Alien UFOs are a government hoax created for Project Bluebeam Mirror. So he was already talking about Project Bluebeam happening with the alien hoax in the 90s.
Okay. Got it. So what if 10-4, like all of our shit goes down, doesn't come back up? Like what if EMPs us, right? All right. So
give me a little bit of anxiety now.
The whole grid goes down, right? So everything. Then what if on 10-11, that is when we're supposed to get the fake alien invasion?
You think it would take that
Identify
long?
This frequency.
You think it would take that long?
I think it
Maybe
would.
it comes before then, and on 10-11 is when they plan on pulling us all in.
But like, what if? I mean, identify this frequency. That would make sense. Okay. Whew.
I read something somewhere that Project Bluebeam was a thing in like the 1700s.
You said 10-11 is something too, right?
Identify the frequency.
Identify that frequency.
I thought you said something else before too.
10-4 is signing off.
No.
10-11 is identifying frequency.
So let's Google. So I've only been looking up the 4th. So let's go back and look up the 11th.
Y'all, my brain is on fire with this mind blowing. I mean, it all makes so much sense. And then what if? Okay, so everything goes out, right? And then we're panicking, right? Everybody's. Well, I'm not panicking. I'm okay. Everybody's panicking, and then.
When they kill technology, does that kill the car engines too?
Well, it depends. Is it
only the Teslas were safe?
I mean, but seriously, it depends, because if it's an EMP, that's going to fry everything.
Unless then you can't even go anywhere.
Unless
you
have
call your spouse to see what's going on.
We have push button start, so I'm sure it's going to affect it.
Yeah, but
you can't go anywhere to check on anybody.
Anything with the computer.
Check on anybody.
Yeah, anything with a computer. Y'all, my favorite book. 10 out of 10 recommend y'all read it. It's called 1 Second After by William Forstchen.
Yeah, let me put it in my Amazon cart.
I have it if you want to borrow it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a fiction book, but it's based off of real life potentials. So it's about an EMP that goes off in Black Mountain. Well, not in Black Mountain, North Carolina, but the guy takes place in Black Mountain. Goes off, and then this guy who's centered around him, he and his family and his town have to survive this EMP. So they say that within the first 2 weeks, you'll have an initial die out. And that'll be people who rely on like dialysis, people who rely on feeding tubes, the medically reliant people. Right. All right, so the first 2 to 3 weeks, you'll have a mass die out. And then then you'll start to have a secondary die out probably about a month or 2 in, and that's from the people who have like diabetes,
the elderly, the children,
the children, yeah. People who rely on medicine but had enough stocked up. And then
imagine all the medicines getting cut off. I mean, we are very dependent.
A lot of them's already getting cut off.
I know.
Oh my God.
Is that a way to just be phasing into all this stuff?
Right. So, and then there's going to be like the following, like that winter, you're going to have another mass die-off.
Thank God we live somewhere warm.
So, it's my favorite book. It's a series, and he's got a new one coming out. I'm so excited for it. That's the only book that I can like actually sit down and hold and read. But, I mean, it's just so, I mean, it makes sense. 10-4, turn your shit off. But anyway.
Yeah, but think about how many people just won't be able to do that because they're work, school.
I'll be at work,
else.
yeah.
So don't you think there's stuff in the library that would be going off?
Oh, absolutely. Not to mention that. So that's a Wednesday.
Maybe bring some earplugs.
I have some in a bag if y'all need.
And right after that.
Well, I mean, you think about it.
Because you won't know if stuff has happened in other places, you'll have no way to know.
If it's affecting computer-generated items, red lights aren't going to work.
Nope.
Or traffic lights, they're not going to work.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If on Wednesday at 2:21 I start seeing people go crazy, I'm hopping in my car and driving my happy ass home.
If your car works.
Well.
You better get to step in. You can get your steps.
You got a push button start?
Nope.
Okay.
But my car's computer. Any car before 2000, you're probably good. Anything after 2000, when computers started, when you started getting digital radio, stuff like that. But
I might need to go tomorrow and look for me a little $500 hoopty from 1982.
Can I return
a
this on the 6th?
Can I buy a Pinto, please?
See, like Robert's car would be fine.
Yeah.
Emergency
I don't even have a hurricane bag living down here. They gave us some when we started the college. They gave all the kids hurricane bags. It tells you what to put them in on.
First aid. See,
when a storm's coming, first thing you need to know is plug the tub and fill it up with water so you can flush the toilet.
Yeah. See, that tub in there, the water leaks out. You can't take a bath in there because the something's wrong with the seal of the little.
Yeah, mine doesn't work either. But we have those big,
so it just
the big water jugs that go in the things. We normally have like 5 or 6 of those in our house at all times. So I take all the empties and I fill them up and put them in the bathtub.
I freeze. If I know a hurricane's coming, I'll take empty gallons, like milk gallons or juice gallons or whatever, and I'll wash them out real good, and I'll fill them with water and freeze them.
And you know what? So we used to get the Hello Fresh delivered to us, and they come with the big ice packs. We saved all of those and put them in the freezer, so if anything goes off, they'll sit in there for a long time.
Life hack for you.
Survive this.
If you ever don't want to boil water, pre-package it in bottles and freeze them. Time saved.
I've got no room to keep that bottled water in the freezer.
Well, just know y'all gonna go. Y'all might. You got a what'd you call it? A bug out bag?
Yeah, don't tell nobody.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be eating at my house because I got gas.
Well, I wouldn't tell nobody you got gas. Is that what that smell is?
They ain't coming. Not that kind of gas.
I got a grill. I got a fire pit. I'm good.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I gotta get from work to home.
Yeah, I got to get from work to home too, and there's a major intersection I have to get through.
Girl, I got 501. I got to get down.
I believe things happen for a reason. I don't go anywhere or do anything on.
There you go.
There you go.
I thought I had to.
It's all a sign. All right. Well, what else we got on the airport? Anything?
So I do have one more thing on the airport.
We're an hour in, and we've talked about we've spun. Thanks for sticking with us.
I'll probably stick on Bluebeam all day.
Yeah.
But so did you read that there's also a time capsule?
Yes, it's supposed to be open 2094.
So do you think that date has any significance?
Probably.
When did it get put in?
So it says, this might not seem odd to the casual observer, but with a little research you'll find that no organization exists or has existed. The capstone of the airport names an organization that sounds eerily like the New World Order, supposedly a secret society that has far-reaching control from behind the scenes, people often think the DIA was built by them to weather out an apocalypse or extinction event of some kind. So I'm thinking 1995.
1995 is when it...
Underneath the capstone, there is also a time capsule said to be opened in 2094. Nobody knows what's in the time capsule, but there are theories about it pertaining to the secrets or clues that might be locked within underneath this curious dedication stone of the airport.
So here's the thing. Most time capsules are either...
School predictions for 2094.
Do you do that too?
I'm a Google freak.
Oh, I thought you said global predictions.
No, Google.
Like, because every New Year's Eve, I will Google psychic predictions for the following year.
So the first thing that comes up is technology predictions. I wonder if that's when we get technology back.
So here's the thing real quick.
Oh, there's a solar eclipse in 2094.
I fly by the seat of my breeches. I don't know it's happening until it happens.
So, just make sure your phone's off on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So here's the thing though, like real quick. So most time capsules are either 50, 75,
or 100.
100 or 150 years.
1995.
That's 99 years.
No, 1994 to 2094.
I thought you said 95.
Well, the airport was built in 1995, right?
This right here says that it was placed there March 19th, 1994.
Mm-hmm.
So it was placed
before they opened. It was
before the airport.
Before they opened it.
So that thing is buried in the depths of that building.
Well, it's under.
No, it's under the capstone.
Yeah, there's a capstone.
Oh, yeah, that's. Well, I mean, yeah, what could be in it? But I don't know, y'all.
It's the blueprints with the 5-layer deep.
What if that's all it was? It's like, oh, surprise! It's just the blueprints to this airport, so that when the
blueprints might reveal.
What if that's? I don't know.
Most churches have time capsules.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. In the cornerstones.
Huh. I don't know. Y'all let us know what you think, because I have spiraled.
Yeah, we could probably just Google all day over here.
And spiraled and spiraled. And when you're listening to this, well, if you're listening to this, because, October 4th for us is in 2 days. For you in the future, look at us speaking to the future. For you in the future, October 4th was last Wednesday. And who knows? But chances are we'll still be here. It's all just a big, well, hopefully it's a big hoopla.
It might really be what they say it is.
It might be. If that's the case, I'm here for it. Bring it on.
I just don't think that they're going to do something to us and warn us.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a warning, though. It's a test.
Mm-hmm.
What if it only affects a couple people? Like, since it's a test.
Those that got the shot.
What if? I mean, what? I'm sorry, y'all. I hope y'all are drinking responsibly. But I mean, seriously though, since it is just a test, like, what's to say that it's not gonna just affect a few people?
I don't know. And maybe on the 11th it gets the rest.
Gets the rest. Again, one hand doing this while the other hand's doing this.
Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, I feel like we've rambled long enough. But next week is your week, and we're doing Marine Laveau.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Cool deal.
I'm excited.
So, yeah. Oh, by the way, y'all, those of you who are listening, first of all, thank you so much for your continued support and listening and following along with us. It means a lot.
With our crazy selves. Our wandering minds.
Our wandering minds and our what ifs. But if you don't follow us on Facebook, head on over to our Facebook, give us a like and follow. And we just announced we had a big announcement this week. And we just released our website.
Woo! Whoop, 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 whoop,
So,
come and check us out.
check out our website at www.ghosts
With an S.
With an S. It's got to be with an S. Ghosts of the Coast Paranormal.com.
.com.
Yes. And that's it. Y'all good?
You're good.
Well,
I just had a thought. I just had a picture flash in my mind.
oh shit.
We're getting so darn crazy. They probably going to end up putting us on the cover where wild things are.
Oh, the book?
Mm-hmm.
Children's book? That's a good book.
That's my favorite.
That's a good one. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. I know we kind of touched on several different conspiracies on this episode. Let us know what your favorite conspiracy is that we've discussed thus far, or at least touched on. And let us know what you think about the Denver airport and if you survived 10/4. And I'll say, until next time, y'all come back now, you hear?